Jason Weidel here with Golden Dental Marketing. This morning I'm going over what are called attractors in my book, The Basic Book of Marketing, first edition. Attractors are something that are incorporated into advertising. These are things that grab attention of a potential customer, client, patient, whatever type of business you are. I primarily work with dental practice owners, so I might use examples in the context of that, although I do advertising for other types of businesses. So, attractors, it's pretty simple to think about, but the common attractors we see are smiling people, funny pictures, cute animals, interesting things, beautiful scenery, cool videos. These are things that people use, companies use to get someone's attention. I remember I've always had an interest in advertising since I can remember five years old or something, seeing billboards. I remember driving down the street and seeing giant billboards that had people hanging out on the beach. And it was like, oh, it looks like they're having so much fun out on the beach. And as I got older, I realized these were actually advertisements for cigarettes, which were interesting but it, in a way, it captivated me in a way because I said, cigarettes, really? What does all these good-looking people in this photo on the beach have to do with cigarettes? Well, it really didn't have a lot to do with cigarettes per se, because there really is no relation between the beach and cigarettes in actuality. It's just the vision that's put out there that makes you feel like, hey, if I'm smoking, I'm going to be cool like that, and I'm going to look cool, and I'm going to be at the beach or having fun or something like that, right? So anyway, attractors get attention. That's the whole point. And when we create advertising, it's important to think about how you are attracting and how you're speaking to who you're trying to attract. And this is one of those things that mystifies a lot of business owners, because we have to look back and we have to go over all the different ways we can attract within sensibility and reason and using design judgment and all of that, right? So there's a lot of different types of attractors. Attractors can come in shapes of just text. They can be images, they can be symbols, they can be colors, they can be specific fonts, the style of a text, right? So all these different things can catch one's attention and draw them into what you're trying to communicate. And that's all we're trying to achieve with an attractor, is just get the attention. And if you know anything about fishing, or if you've ever fished in your life, you know that lures, these devices that you throw out in the water and you reel in, and they move and they shine and they reflect off the sun and do different things, that's an attractor, okay? So you can think of it that way. It's something that just catches the attention. You're driving down the road and something catches your eye and you go, oh, there's that Wendy sign that I've seen 5 million times that I've driven by, but it caught my attention today because it said 99 cents, because that's cheap and I'm hungry and I want to eat really fast. So anyway, all the big companies do it. Small companies try to do it sometimes. Obviously, not every small company has the marketing budget that the big companies have to get through this creative process. But if, there are ways to navigate it and ways to figure this out even for smaller companies. So anyway, that's attractors. Again, this is the book, The Basic Book of Marketing. In this book, it's actually a relatively short book. It's about 60 pages. And the reason I wrote this book, it's based on all of the questions that have come up over the years, leaning more towards my dental clients, but it can be applied to any industry. I also work with some veterinarian and optometrists, and it all is applicable across the board. So you have to, this information is helpful. Again, the book is available on Amazon. It's $6.95. If you're interested, again, it's The Basic Book of Marketing, Jason Weidel. But I'm going to be covering this book, so if you don't want to buy it and you just want to get everything free, I understand that too. So I'm going to be covering all parts of this book and talking about it as I go through. But it is a really cool book to carry around and just think with, like, you know, because I give examples in here, and I also introduce VPF marketing, which there's a link below that there's a video about it. It's very short, it's under 3 minutes, and covers what VPF marketing is, but and how you can think with it in a codified way with your advertising. Again, if you don't have a big budget, if you're trying to save money, whatever you're trying to do, you know, sometimes being a business owner and executive, you have to dig into these things yourself. And I really wanted to try to facilitate that and help that for the business owner that doesn't have the big budget, you know, but needs to get their product out of the market, needs to figure out and start thinking of ways to get more exposure. But anyway, this is not a how-to book. This is not a how-to book, you know, where I'm laying out steps, do this, this, this. It's more of an outline where, generally speaking, the feedback that I've had from the book is readers read it and light bulbs start to go off and start to have some new ideas, which is all I was trying to achieve, really, just get the ball rolling so you could say, oh, never really thought of that, or, oh, it's an interesting way to look, that helps, you know. Anyway, Jason Wydrow here, Golden Dental Marketing. Thank you for watching. You have a great day.